In my past life as a journalist, I usually worked on deadlines and I developed this thing I called manage procrastination. I would know when my deadline was, and over time I would learn what I have to get done so that I was not frantic about getting my deadline accomplished towards the end because I took too much time not doing work. So, manage procrastination was trying to figure out each day what I had to do to make sure that I was not going to kill myself a couple days before my project was due. It worked back then because I was working for somebody and I had to get this work done or I wouldn't get paid. Not as much of an incentive as far as a podcast goes, especially since it's my podcast and essentially I am my own boss and I have yet to pay me. So that is why this episode, titled It's a Wonderful Life, is my holiday episode, my Christmas episode on December 27th, because I set out to do this on Christmas. I really had nothing going on Christmas. It was one of those solo Christmases. And I guess I was having too much time spending time with myself, but I did manage to get inside my recording studio, and unfortunately, nothing good came out. Cut to Monday, the day after Christmas, Boxing Day, for those in Canada or the UK. And I tried again, and it didn't work. So, actually, what I did yesterday was, no. So now today is Tuesday, the 27th. I watched the movie, and I specifically wanted to talk about this movie, and I felt like this is a great holiday episode because it's considered a holiday movie. Now, it's not my favorite holiday movie. I have to say White Christmas is probably my traditional movie to go to when it comes to the holiday time. It's a Wonderful Life is just one of my favorite movies, period. The story, the writing, the characters, the direction, it all just works so well. And plus, it takes place in that patina tinged time. Certainly, it was, 11 years before I was born. The movie came out in 1946, so it was one of the first post-war movies, I imagine. And that certainly is prominent in the movie. So anyways, here we are December 27th, trying yet again. So far, it's going pretty good. I feel much more comfortable. I don't know what the hang-up was the last couple days, but doing a creative endeavor like this, at least for me, can be challenging because if I'm not feeling the urge, I can try forcing, but it really doesn't work for me. So anyways, here we are again. So far, so good. So the reason I wanted to talk about It's a Wonderful Life is because, as I told you in the first episode, and I think I've mentioned it in every episode since, one of the pillars that I base this show on is the concept of self-love. In fact, I think I've even called it my main pillar, the tent pole of this whole enterprise. It's a Wonderful Life, for me, is a great, understandable way to really grasp that concept of self-love and why it's important and what it means. So, in the context of this movie, here we have George Bailey, who obviously is a smart, capable, ambitious person that we meet. His dreams are continually thwarted. Still, he ends up with what most would consider a nice life. He runs the family business. His relationship with his wife, played by Donna Reed, Jimmy Stewart, of course, is George Bailey. I don't know if you could even represent a love like that anymore in media, in the movies, let's say. It was just such a, she in particular, the way the part was played, she was in love with George Bailey from the time she was a little girl. And to see the two of them spark on screen and just portray such a deep affection for each other. I have to say, I watched it this year and I cried during that part. And I think that's where the older part of me kicked in, looking back, thinking about my marriage was not like their marriage or their relationship. And I guess when you go through divorce, it leaves you a little bit cynical about love. I'm still searching. I still would like to have somebody. And yet, I'm also pretty content being on my own. In particular, and since I've been working on this podcast and getting ready for it and really thinking about aging, it has allowed me to look at my life from a different lens. So I've talked about that kind of stuff before. I'll talk about it again, but let's get back to the movie. So we have this man who has lived a good life, and he comes up on hard times, and he's had hard times in the past in his life. And this time it really takes him down to the point where he contemplates suicide. And then Angel Second Class does not have his wings yet. Clarence is assigned to be his guardian angel and help him through this crisis of faith and of how he looks at his life. Now, of course, George is not a senior. I would say probably in this movie he's in his maybe upper 30s. And yet the concept of really seeing what life would be like without you and understanding how you touch lives on a daily basis. Most of us aren't even aware of it. I mean, of course, we have our close people to us, family and friends, and hopefully you are showing them and they are showing you love and affection and real caring. But how much do we realize what impact we have within our lives? And what I like about It's a Wonderful Life, it really highlights something that I think is a big duh, that we are the center of our world, the ringleader, as it were. And every day we are out there interacting with people, and it becomes so commonplace. I'm not sure if we ever really fully appreciate how special our life is and how special we are within that life. So having George get the opportunity to see what life would be like in Bedford Falls without him was a real eye-opener for him, to the point where at the end, when he gets his life back, he's so appreciative. And nothing really had changed at that point. Obviously, the ending is very heartfelt and wholesome and warm and loving, and the whole town basically helps George get through his crisis and his family get through his crisis. And it's a movie, and yet that concept of who we are in our life, what role we play, again, as seniors, what does that mean for us right now? How does that shift as we are getting older? And how much do we really think about our life and the part we play within it? Again, family, friends, people we interact with on a daily basis. It's a good lesson, I think. It is for me to really have presence in my life as much as I can. And while I'm having these interactions, while I'm living this life, to have part of me observe, appreciate, feel the energy of life that is pulsing within us and outside of us. And hopefully you find it is a wonderful life, because why not? It's the life we have. Whether anything comes after this, who knows? But what we have right now is pretty special. And hopefully we don't arrive at this place feeling so worn out by life and what we've experienced so far that we can't embrace it and love what we have, which of course only makes it that much more loving and embraceable. The more we are able to really shine a light on ourselves and appreciate what we have in our lives, even if it's not perfect. It's never perfect. Even if we're kind of confused about where we stand or where we sit in life right now as seniors, take the time today to look for moments and appreciate what is taking place in your life. And that's, I guess, my holiday message. Oh, by the way, if you're watching this, or if you want to watch this on video, you can see the Christmas jacket that I've been wearing. I've worn it so much. And even though it's not Christmas, I had to take the opportunity to wear it one last time before I put it away until next year. Being Jewish, this is the first really Christmas outfit I've ever worn, and I really took advantage of it. And it lights up too, although the batteries have died. I'm to make sure I get new batteries before next Christmas. But it made me feel good. It made me feel festive, and it was nice. So it's going to be a little sad to turn this recording off and take the jacket off and know that I will not be wearing it again. However, here, let me show you this. I bought this last week. I don't know if you're watching on video, but it's a Happy New Year shirt. So I am like building up my holiday wardrobe. It's fun. Something I didn't do when I was younger so much. So it's fun to be able to dress up and, again, appreciate life, embrace life, and take advantage of the moments. That's all for me right now. Talk to you later.